Alright chappies, I'm just going to show you how to bring your audio into Flash so you can start animating to that. 'Cause it's going to be a lot easier obviously if you can see your audio track down the bottom so you know where you're actually going to put all your individual elements. So I'm going to show you that really quickly. So first thing you need is your audio track, be it MP3 file, okay, and you need to have that on the computer, so you can't have it on your iPad. And with the computers up in V9 in particular, you actually need to convert it first, or it won't be happy. So what you need to do to convert it is open up Adobe Media Encoder, that'll be under the programs as well, and you want to bring your MP3 file into here so you can convert it. So I'm going to bring one in here, for example, plonk it in. Okay, and then you need to actually make sure it's going to be converted to an MP3. So at the moment it's a different file because I was using 3GP earlier. So we want to change that to MP3 and leave it at 128. Don't pump it up any higher. 128 is fine. And then this is basically saying where you want it to go. And then hit start. So that should only take a second, and you'll see, there we go, it's converted. And once it's converted, you'll get a new file. So there's mine there, for instance. And you'll see it's a lot smaller as well. So that was, nearly 8 meg, and this is down to 3. So it's a lot smaller. The quality's still pretty good, so you won't notice that. So once that's converted, you can get rid of Media Encoder, okay, and go into Flash. So I'm just going to quickly open up this here, and you're used to this now. There's your scene, there's your library, so that's where all your elements are that you're creating right now. So you want to actually put the audio track in as an element in your library. Easiest way to do that is just to drag and drop it. So again, make sure you grab the one that you've converted or it won't work. So I'm going to grab that one there, plonk it in. It'll take a second, and there it is there. Okay, you can't actually really do much with it. You can have a look, that's the file, that's the size, that's what it is, and that's about it. And if I test it, there we go. Yeah, we probably don't need me to do that. There we go, and so it's sitting in there. So now you actually want to bring it into your scene, okay? So here's our scene here. Remember, you only put your finished items from the library into your scene. So this is where we animate. So what you want to do is do a new layer, plonk it at the bottom, and I'm just going to call it music, okay? So we know that's it. And this is the trick, okay? So you can actually animate to it. So first we grab it, and if I just plonk it in there, you'll see nothing happens, okay? Because there's no you actually you can see there's a little blue line there, which is saying there's some audio there. But this is what you have to do. So because there's no frames in here, it's not going to show anything. So if I, for instance, go to the very end here and insert, not a keyframe, but just a frame, there you go. You can now start to see your audio. So what you need to do, this is the tricky part, to put it in before you animate, is to keep sliding forward as far as you can go and just insert a frame, just a plain old frame. And that way it'll keep going, so you'll know where this audio track is. So I'm going to put another frame in, and I'll keep going and put another frame in. It's a bit of a pain, but it's the easiest way to do it. So if you keep on going, and you get the idea. So insert a frame, and it's going to keep going. So if I go to, say, frame 3050, you can see it's 128 seconds into your song. So the handy part is now you can have your song on your iPad, your phone, whatever, listening to it and go, oh, that's where I want to put this thing. And you can look at your phone and go, oh, that's at 21 seconds, or that's at 10 seconds, or something like that. So if I move this frame, you can actually see where in the song that's going to be. So you can know exactly where you want to put stuff. So for example, if I get that away, if I want to, I'm just going to quickly make a new super quick symbol. To do this, yay, well, artistic. Okay, there's my man. Alright, and just because I can, let's insert a keyframe. Frame 15, because you remember all this. This is easy. Keyframe there, and then let's just make him animate really quick. Actually, why don't we just do this? Okay. And that, and hey, now he's got eyebrows, and he's really solid. Alright, look at that guy. And then I'm just going to make it loop, so I'll copy that frame, and I'll go to frame 30, and I'll paste it. There we go. So now that'll loop. Alright, so back to our scene. Okay, here's our music here. And let's say in my song at to the 2-second mark is when I want this guy to come in. So again, now you just drag him, drop him in there, okay? Now you can see what I've done here, I've put it on the music layer. So you don't want to do that, okay? So once your music layer is there, just lock it, and now you can't actually mess around with it. So, and then you can't accidentally play around with it, delete it, whatever. All right, so let's just say we want our guy to come in at the 2-second mark. This is when this guy comes in. So what you want to do is you scrub this to 2 seconds, oops, sorry, or you can type it in there, and then insert your keyframe. Okay, that's where we want something to happen, and then drag this guy in, and there we go. So you'll see that he doesn't appear there, because we haven't put a keyframe there, we haven't said to come in, but he appears where we put the keyframe, then the guy appears, and then he disappears, because we have no other keyframes after that. So just there is where he goes. So if we want him now to stay on the screen, or we want to animate it or whatever, then you do that now. So let's say, we're going to make this pretty simple, and he doesn't move around, but he just sits on the screen for 2 seconds. So then we go back here, to our 2-second mark, and insert a keyframe, okay? And now you can see that he's there for 2 seconds. Okay, you can then go back and do other stuff with him, like maybe you don't want him just to sit there, maybe you want him to move across. So now we'll have that where at that frame is where we put him in, and now he's over there. And of course you can remember we can do those things like betweens, so he moves between it. Okay, so that's really simple. Now once your audio track's there, then you start putting these keyframes in the time where you want it to go. And that's it. So now if I hit play on that, well, Command Enter, there's our music, and then at 2-second mark, the guy appears, and then he disappears when we want him to. Alright, and that's it, and that's going to keep going out. So, let me turn that down. So, the reason why it's going to keep going, because your animation stopped, but your music track we've said to keep going, because we put all those frames in, so that's just going to keep playing. And it's a good song, but anyway, I'm not cool enough to sing it.